تاركاتنا الصحبة وخير في جميع. Dar Shohrat Afat asked, Allah, 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 Aziz Allah,
Allah, Allah, Kareem Allah, 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 Subhanallah, Allah, Sultan Allah.
أنت السلطان أنت ربنا ونحن عبادك ضعيف عجز يا أرحم الراحمين. By the name of Allah Almighty, All Merciful, Most Beneficent, and Most Munificent, as Mulana Shaykh Nasir used to say. What comes after Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim should be all right, inshallah. We're asking Sirat al-Mustaqim, the straight way, the right way. Ihdina ila haq wa ya tariq mustaqim hatta astariha minna. Guide us on haq, on truth and reality, on you, and on the right way, which is the way of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and whole prophets and awliya, so that we don't fall into blame or misguidance. La tajalna min ad-dallin wa al-mudillin, said Imam Buni in his Fatiha dua. Don't leave us to be misguided or to misguide others. We're asking to do our best to make haq to be up through ourselves and through people, and shaitan, the kingdom of shaitan, to be down and destroyed. Even though we're so weak and so small, we're intending by Allah's power and Prophet's holy power, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the holy power of awliya. First, from our grand Shaykh, Shaykh Abdul Haqq, Allah bless him, from Shah Naqshband, and whole Naqshbandi grand Shaykhs, coming to Mulana Shaykh Nazim, Allah bless him, to Mulana Shaykh Hisham Abdul Haqq, the true helper, help us. And now coming also to Shaykh Muhammad, that he's keeping that chair. Somebody called me yesterday, years ago, when Mulana Shaykh Hisham first came to US, 1990. I went to New Jersey to be with him, and he started work in Montreal and upstate New York. I had already been going to Montreal since 1985, I don't know when. And then in upstate New York, in Woodstock, that area. And Abdul Rauf was my companion there, and another one, Yusuf Colombo. I hadn't seen him for years, and I was intending from yesterday to go to Cyprus, to book a ticket to Cyprus to see Sheikh Mehmed, to try and make a good connection. And I called Abdul Rauf because he's in Turkey. I was hoping he was in Cyprus to figure out where I can stay in Cyprus. And his phone was out at first, and he called me back. As soon as we started talking, Yusuf Colombo called. He was the other one of our trio in those days. I haven't talked to him for years. Suddenly he called. And he called to tell me good things about Sheikh Mehmed that I didn't know. He was in Cyprus 2009 when Sheikh Nazim was praising Sheikh Mehmed, and he said, and Sheikh Mehmed was running away from that position. He didn't want to assume it, to take it. And Sheikh Nazim had to tell him several times to carry that. He wasn't asking to be something. So he said some nice things about him. I was surprised because I was preparing to go to Cyprus. So I said, okay, alhamdulillah. Came like that. Then I'm wondering what to do now after Maulana Sheikh Hisham veiled himself from this world. Hajj Naziha, his wife, and the daughter of Sheikh Nazim, told me to do a bayat for Sheikh Mohammed. I was in the house in Michigan, and all ladies were there. We did one bayat for all the ladies. Says, now you go down and you do it for the men. And some people were confused what's going on. And we're asking to make that connection to be stronger. He sent a nice message today with Omar Kabani saying, go ahead, go. He gave his blessing, inshallah. So we go, and our intention to make our tariqat one big group, not to let it to fall into barak, different sects, different groups, all fighting with each other. Our intention to bring together. Holy Quran says the earth and the sky, one time he created the earth and the sky was like smoke, and the earth and the sky were separate. And he said to them, Karhan or Tauhan, like that, you know. Tauhan or Karhan. Come together, he said to the earth and the sky, willingly or unwillingly. We say we come together willingly. We're asking hearts to come together willingly. This tariqat is a matter of hearts. It's a matter of love. It's a matter of trust. It's a matter of beliefs. It's a matter of heavenly blessings. We're asking to keep that blessings flowing, intact, as much as can be done. If we make mistakes, we're weak people. We're prone to mistakes. We ask forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and asking always to return to the right way. Ya muqallibul qulub, thabbit qulubana ala haqq, thabbit qulubana ala dinik. Oh, the turner of hearts, strengthen, support, thabbit. What's thabbit? Stabilize, or there's another word. Establish our hearts on haqq and on the right way. Even though we tend as human beings to fall down. We fall down, come up and keep going. As Americans, we're following our president, Mr. Nixon. Allah bless him. I don't know if any of you remember him. He had a saying, when the going get tough, the tough get going. I don't know where he got that from. He was Quaker. I don't know if it's a Quaker saying or where he got it. It means to be patient and perseverant under every conditions. The believer, even under difficulties, continue. Inna lillahi inna ilayhi raji'un alayhi wa salawatu min rabbihim wa rahmah wa ilayka murja'un. Those who, when misfortune comes on them or difficulties, they say, Inna lillahi inna ilayhi raji'un. We belong to Allah. Blessings comes to them in mercy, rahmah. And they are the ones who are successful. So we're asking to be perseverant on the way, to be steady on the way. Even mistakes come, problems comes, people's emotions comes, asking to be continuous as much as we can do to follow our prophets. He said, I'm the most tried of any of the prophets, most tested. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And so many things happened in his lifetime. They tried to assassinate him. They tried to slander him. They tried to bribe him. They tried to threaten him. They tried to exile him. They tried to kill him. Every kind, they tried to trick him. So many things happened in his life because people, dealing with people. And he tried his best. Quran says you won't be able to guide everyone you love, but he tried his best for his ummah, and he's still trying his best for his ummah. Ummati, ummati, ummata. Harisun alaykum bi mu'minina ra'ufur rahim. Most anxious and uh, uh, careful for his ummah, most compassionate for his ummah, most taking care and looking after his ummah as much as can be. Shaykh Nazim, Allah bless him, used to give the example, a king, I said it before, but we'll repeat it inshallah. A king goes out with his boys, his princes, out. They go out from the castle in the morning on their horses, riding over the drawbridge. The castle had a drawbridge that goes down, and they ride out for the day to do what they're going to do. At sundown, at Maghrib, they come back to the castle, and the king, he pulls his horse aside and waits for his boys to go in the castle one by one, entering. Then he goes in, then they put up the drawbridge. Prophet like that, waiting for all his ummah. He wants everyone to enter paradise. He wants everyone to be saved. There is a hadith that on the judgment day, on the day of judgment, when the judgment has been given for everyone, and those who are assigned for Jannat, for paradise, are sent to paradise. Those who are judged for Jahannam, for hellfire, are ready to be sent for hellfire or sent to hellfire. Prophet ﷺ will be told to make sajda, and in that sajda, making dua, strong dua for his ummah, until Allah say, I accept, reach into hellfire and take out as many as you can, and he reach with his heavenly power and take out a huge number, handful, heavenly handful, not this hand. Then again, to make sajda, and again, accepted, reach into hellfire and take out as many as you can. He takes another. Third time, same thing, reach in until Shaykh Nazim said, one person is left. And he said, you have to be afraid that you're that one person in the hellfire. If you hear that everyone's going to paradise except one, you have to be afraid that you're that one. If you hear that everyone's going to Jahannam except one person going to paradise, you have to hope you're that one person going to paradise. To have hope, between hope and fear. The believer, two wings, between hope and fear. And Raja wa khawf. And one person left in paradise, and Allah says, now I have to show my power is over everything. Now the last one for me. Allah will grant his mercy who he wants to grant to. Something from the relation, things told by awliya. You can't find it in books of fiqh. My mercy overcomes everything. My mercy overcomes everything. Laysa limkan asabi makan, said Imam Abu Hamid al-Ghazali. That it said, if all books are lost, only his book is there, you're okay still. Said it's impossible to find, you can't find better than what is. You say, no, everything's messed up. No. If you think everything's messed up, it's because you don't understand Allah's doings. Allah's fa'ali haqiqi, the real doer. You don't understand his grand design, his grand arrangement. No nizam without nazim, said Shaykh Nazim one time. The arranger. Allah arranged everything in a way we don't understand it. And we ask our Lord's mercy, to be hopeful and trustful to his mercy. Despite everything we see, say, no, my Lord, his mercy is over everything. His greatness is over everything. I'm saying this to my ego. Shaykh Hashem said, if you listen to your ego, you find it never stops complaining, ever. Never stops doubting, never stops complaining. Hui on the ego. Shaykh Nazir said, my ego under my feet. We're asking to follow him. We're far away, we can't make that claim. But say, listen what your ego is saying and say, no, oh my ego, Allah is great. Alhamdulillah. The way up through hamd, the way up through praisings, the way up through glorifying Allah, and shukrulillah, thanking to Allah. Yeah. Thankfulness is equal to belief. How's it called? In Surah Daha. We showed the two ways to see Iman Shakir and Iman Kafura. See who's grateful and who is unbeliever. Shakiran is equal to believer in that ayat. Opposite to unbeliever, kafura. So praise, hamd, thankfulness, shukr, and istighfar. We need endless astaghfirullah. Rabi'atu Adawiya, the famous lady, Waliya, she was saying, astaghfirullah, my astaghfirullah needs an astaghfirullah. And she was sitting all day, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah. Even my astaghfirullah needs another astaghfirullah. It's not yet pure. She was a widow. Her husband passed away, and she was still beautiful. And all the ulama, big sheikhs, wanted to marry her. And they say, Ya Rabbiya, you know it's the sunnah of Prophet and the order of Allah Almighty to marry. Marry. When we do the marriage ceremony, you read that ayat. What's the ayat for the marriage ceremony?
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وأنكحوا الأيام منكم والصالحين من عبادكم وإمائكم
Ameen.
إن يكونوا فقراء يغنيهم الله من فضله والله واسع عليم.
Allah says, marry, get married. And then we give the surah hadith of Prophet, man marriage is my way, who doesn't like it, not from me. So it's important. So the big sheikhs came to Rabia and said, you have to marry one of us. It's the order of Allah and the sunnah of Prophet. What are you doing sitting with your beads all day long? He said, oh, my brothers or potential husbands, my suitors. How do you say suitors in Urdu? I don't know. If a boy is trying to marry a girl, what do you say about him in Urdu?
متمني
Mutamanni?
متمني.
Oh, mutamannis, my suitors. I know it's the order of Allah. I'd like to marry one of you, but I'm so busy with an important question, I don't have time. If any of you can answer that question, I can be free to marry one of you. What is that question? Each one was competing with the other who can answer her question. Mutamannis. So I'm trying to know how my soul is going to be, what's it's going to be, its status on my last breath. How Allah is going to take my soul. I'm sitting here making istighfar, because I don't know which breath is going to be the last one. It said that on your last breath, how you go, that's how you're going to wind up. And I don't know how I'm going to wind up, therefore I'm keeping watch over my heart, making istighfar every moment. If that's the last breath, that it should go on istighfar, on praisings and hamd and shukr and istighfar. If any of you can answer me how I'm going to be taken, then I have time to marry. And they were stuck. They couldn't answer her question. And Shah Naqshband said, be watchful over your heart. Hosh Dardam, awareness of breath. And our research department, Sidi Ali in Montreal, said he looked in the Persian writings of Maulana Rumi. It means to be aware of breath, to be aware of sound, what you say, to be aware of the time you're in it, to be aware of your thoughts, to be aware of fayd, heavenly broadcastings, heavenly inspirations, to be aware, heavenly lights, to be aware. But we're on the level only of our ego's complainings and desirings and mishmash. We're asking to come up from that. Grant us, even for a few moments, a state of watchfulness over our hearts. We didn't reach the level of awliya, but Shaykh Naqshband said, try, give some time to be aware. Now I am awake. Now I am awake. Try to be awake. One fellow wrote a mantra for himself, a zikr, to repeat it. Now I am awake. Now I am awake. Now I am awake. Hoping he could make himself to become aware, to become a real follower of Shaykh Naqshband, to be aware of his moment. Be walad al-waqt, said Junaid al-Baghdadi. Be a child of the moment, a son of the moment, to be aware. We ask Allah to raise our consciousness, our awareness, especially during this holy month, not to be heedless sleepers. May Allah forgive us. May Allah forgive us. Forgive me and bless you. Why you say what you don't do. I went to a Jummah this week. The Imam, he was a young Imam, speaking about nifaq, hypocrisy. Every kind of hypocrite he was mentioning them and invoking them by name. And I said, oh my God, that's me. That's me. Let us to come up from that. Even we can't be perfect ones. Give some time. I'm saying to myself, give some time. Let that, the Sheikh is on the air broadcasting. I was saying the other day, I'm looking, 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 10 Grand Sheikh's pictures there on the bookcase looking down, all of them broadcasting. But we're not tuning in, only watching YouTube, watching Snapchat, what's it, Instagram, TikTok, Substack, whatever is out there. Give some time for the heavenly fade. He's on the air 24/7. We're not, especially in the last third of the night. Allah say, I descend to the last third. Who is there asking me something, calling on me, asking my forgiveness, asking my love? Try to give some time, even 5 minutes, even 10 minutes. It's more than anything else you could do. His holy blessing is more than anything we could gain by our doings. Try to give a few minutes at least every day. Try in Holy Rajab. It's the month of seclusion. Try to be a little bit as a seclusion. Fatiha. Amin. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله